How are we doing, fine people of the internet? Today we are talking about fantastic beasts and where to find them. No, we're not. We're talking about the third movie, Fantastic Beast, Secret Dumbledore. Here's my review of it. Sorry if this intro sounds jovial, because this movie is not jovial. It's pretty bad. I'm gonna go on the record and say, I'm the first one to say this. This movie, not so good. Not so good. And to get into really why, I'm going to have to save some spoilers. But first, let me just talk about some non-spoilery thoughts. So this movie is directed by David Yates, who directed a lot of the movies in the Harry Potter universe. He's directed the most, and he's kind of just... I don't think they're letting everyone else, other than J.K. Rowling, he seems to have the most control of this series. And I must say, he is probably the worst director who has ever directed these Harry Potter films. Um, I know that might be a hot take, but David Yates genuinely sucks at directing movies. I wouldn't be saying this. I wouldn't be calling him out so directly if it was just a case of, it's competent and boring filmmaking. He has a weird style of always going halfway. Sometimes he's just boring and competent, and sometimes it's like purposely stylistic, almost to the point of like if you're gonna do some stylistic shots, you need to make the whole movie like that, you know. Otherwise, it just feels so out of place. It feels like every scene there's no meaning, there's no intent by the filmmaking, and it's odd because occasionally you get like a great shot like this in Deathly Hallows where like Neville is standing up and he sees all the chaos. And every time I see that shot and I see a few other shots from the movies, I always think like, he's almost a good director. You know, there's like a good director in there in him sometimes. I say all this to say that this is the best directed film he's made because it's like locked down. It's it's not doing anything like over the top. It's competent. So he's committed to the competent look. Maybe he should have committed to the stylistic look. Although he did do the thing that every other Harry Potter movie does where they turn down the saturation all the way fucking down. So this movie is like one step away, one bypass away from being, because when you watch a movie about fun wizards, movie meant for kids, you just want it to look like a Holocaust. This is fucking Holocaust movie. It's actually not that unfitting because there's like a lot of Holocaust shit in the second one, but they throw all that shit away, probably because they realized it was stupid. So the effects. The effects are bad, and they don't look any worse than any other modern movie nowadays. And I think there's like something especially annoying about this film because they have such an emphasis on the fantastic beasts, and they just always look fake as shit. I'm never convinced every time someone's holding them or interacting with them. It always just looks like we've stepped into like an animated movie. And genuinely, that wouldn't be a problem if they just had animatronics for the Fantastic Beast. That would be perfect. Because they clearly just want these things to be cute. They just want these things to be cute characters for and the kids to buy toys of them. And if you want the kids to buy toys, you're gonna get that 1,000% if you just use like a real animatronic. I mean, look at Baby Yoda. That's what fucking Baby Yoda proves that. If you have a real thing there, it's immediately 10 times cuter. It's science. It's science. So I would talk about the main character. The problem with that is that this movie doesn't have a main character. It jumps around from multiple characters' point of view, but is completely unstructured. Um, in a way that basically makes Grindelwald, I think, has the most screen time. Even the guy who is supposed to be the main character, this guy who I don't know why he's even in these fucking movies, to be honest. He always feels so fucking out of place in them, and the actor's performance is never a good job. He never does a great job with it. I'm sorry, dude. I would put your name down, but actually I realized it's probably not a good idea to put your name down. Grindelwald, I mentioned him before, played by Mads Mikkelsen, originally played by Colin Farrell, then played by Johnny Depp. The only way I would want a fourth Fantastic Beast movie, and a fifth one apparently is what they wanted. The only way I would be okay with that is if they kept replacing the Grindelwald actors each movie. Mads Mikkelsen does a very forgettable job. Mads Mikkelsen is a great actor. He has given some really amazing performances in really amazing movies. But those movies are usually indie films because when big blockbuster Hollywood gets their hands on him, all they know what to do with him is make him the bad guy in a big action blockbuster. They did the same shit in Doctor Strange. They never know how to use him, and they just do that because he looks evil. That's the only reason they do it. But yeah, it's such a waste of a good actor. Honestly, such a waste of a good actor. Genuinely, I have no fucking idea what J.K. Rowling was fucking thinking when she made these fucking movies. She looked at what the appeal was for original Harry Potter films, and she decided to make this a spy espionage film where there's almost no action, and it's just characters like just walking around and just talking. That's really it. Like, so little action in this movie. And I'd be fine with that if the characters were interesting. But like I've established, the characters are not interesting. These characters are not even close to matching Ron, Harry, and Hermione. Hell, none of these characters are as interesting and compelling as Neville Longbottom. Imagine that. This movie is so fucking slow, you guys. It's so slow. The first scene is like I was like, wow, they're starting off on a really boring start. I hope it gets like faster pace. It never does. There's like some like intense scenes of action, I guess, but literally the climax, even the climax, you would expect even the worst of these blockbusters has some like special effects extravaganza. In this movie, it's literally just a bunch of characters talking to each other. Like, that's the climax. And again, we care about none of these fucking characters, so none of this matters. And you know what the movie... I'm sorry. Spoilers from here on out. Skip to this point if you don't want any spoilers for this dog shit movie. This entire movie is about rigging an election. Like, I'm assuming, was this? Was this about like some political shit? Was this supposed to be some kind of political metaphor of some kind? I don't know, because it was about a criminal who becomes a politician. Maybe that's what she was going for. Either way, this movie is that's what this movie is about. Like, there's so many scenes about like them talking about the efficacies of having Grindelwald be king of the world. I don't even know what the fuck this like political thing is that he's like running for. It fucking sucks. Like, it genuinely when I was just fuck, so much to say. Kowalski, who I know is a lot of people's fan favorite character, he's probably the best character out of these people. He gets a wand and he never fucking uses it. What the fuck was the point of giving him it? He threatens Grindelwald one time, but he never actually... What a fucking waste. And fucking Ezra Miller, fuck that guy, first of all. But secondly, they build up his character in the first two movies to be this like, ooh, ultra powerful, super cool wizard. And in this movie, they completely fucking downplay him. Like, holy shit, do they downplay him. He's barely in this fucking movie. I couldn't fucking believe it. He was so crucial to the other films. And in this movie, he has nothing to fucking do. Holy shit. They just fucking kill him off. Are they actually legitimately planning to make 2 more of these? Like, seriously, are they planning to make 2 more of these? Because there's no... At the end of this movie, you just think, like, there's nowhere else for them to fucking go, you know? There's nowhere else for them to go. Grindelwald's army is gone. He just vanishes. Like, they didn't capture him. But it wouldn't be that hard at that point to kill him. Like, if they made 2 more movies, they would have to, like, establish, like, a whole bunch of extra fucking backstory. Which would be fucking crazy. Holy shit. I didn't like the movie, if you can tell. The more I think about it, the more frustrated I am with it. I have never been so bored in a movie theater. If I was tired, if I was like sleepy, I would have just fallen asleep. I wouldn't have even fucking cared. But I wasn't tired, which means I just had to sit through this uncomfortable slog of a mess of a movie. What a piece of shit. Holy crap. People were ragging on Crimes of Grindelwald. This is 10 times fucking worse. 10 times fucking worse. I'm happy that these movies are going to come to an end, presumably. That's all I have to fucking say. I'm giving this movie a 3 out of 10. Have a good life. Goodbye.